Welcome to The Walk-In, a podcast where doors stay open and stories unfold one conversation at a time. Hosted by Christopher Michael Sean, author, poet, actor, and lifelong student of people and purpose. Here, you're more than just a listener. You're part of the room, part of the story. In every episode, someone sits down, breathes deep, and shares what drives them, what keeps them moving, and what keeps them dreaming. This is a space for dreamers, doers, and those still finding their way. So pull up a chair, pour something warm, and let's take a walk into the soul.
September's here, and so are we. 5 weeks, 5 episodes, 1 journey. This isn't just a series, it's a walk-in into the lives of the boys. Me, Zach, and Dylan. We're sitting down, talking stories, life, and everything in between. We're digging into the origins, the hustle, the mantras that drive us, and the questions that keep us up at night. And then, things get bigger. AI, self-aware intelligence, the future of humanity, the lines between man and machine. We're not here just to talk. We're here to explore, to question and challenge, to sit in the tension of what's coming next and what it means for all of us. So grab a drink, find a seat, and walk in with us. This is the September special. 5 episodes, 3 total hours, 1 conversation. Let's dive in.
I feel like on a daily basis I go back and forth on what do even I want to do, because sometimes I even question myself, because where I'm at right now, it's like, because I was thrown into where I was at. I shouldn't even, I know we shouldn't say it, but the whole situation where we work, I was thrown into that. Wasn't even meant to be there. It was just happened to be. I feel like that happens to most of us. Yeah. It's more of a, because I think my main plan in life was I was supposed to go to college, get my 4-year degree, and then of course life hiccups at every single moment, and all of a sudden, I was actually supposed to go back, but I'm not sure if you know Bill. Bill just kept giving me more money. I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go back, I think, in 2020, and this guy just told me, he was just like, I'll pay you more than what your friends make, and I was like, no way. But then, of course, that just kept me stuck there, and I was able to pay off all my college debt from it, because I did have a little college debt. Did you go to college at all?
Yeah.
Did you acquire debt from it?
No, I did, yeah.
How much did you get overall?
My debt wasn't bad, bro. So I went to a community college, so it was
okay, so yeah.
Dude, it was like $2,000 a semester. That shit was cheap.
My debt was $20,000.
$20,000.
I got up to like $5,500 before I started going online.
Yeah, $20,000, and then I was, and I wanted to continue out my degree at Hudson Valley, but then, going to Hudson Valley, they're like, hey, you have an outstanding balance of $20,000 over out in Utica, and I'm like, no way. So I couldn't get an apartment, I couldn't get a credit card, I couldn't get anything that you can think of that has to do with credit. Nope, couldn't do it, because they were like, you have an outstanding balance of $20,000, and that went to collections. So luckily, you saw my car that I drive. Due to that, me having that car, paying off all the debt. Yeah. That's why I always go back and forth with I talk to a lot of people these days about college.
Here, scoot over real quick, because that way the camera can see our boy. It's like the arm is in the way.
I am very skinny, so I hide behind poles sometimes.
Yeah.
Usually it tends
that's
to
a
happen.
little bit better. At least we can kind of see you. That's fine. Anyways, you were saying.
But yeah, so I always, every time I'm, and that's one reason I love when I'm working with like the younger youth. I love to give them that advice of like, hey, go to community college, because that was my mistake. I thought that, because I went to Shenendahoe, I'm not sure if you guys know about that. That's like the most preppiest type of suburban school. If you want to go into a 4-year university where your parents are shilling out $120,000 a year for you, you're a loser. And so I thought just like, okay, pull out a loan for $20,000 a semester just to party. Now I tell all my youngins, I tell them, you give me $20,000 a year, I'll throw you parties in Albany, and you'll be good. Like, you can just go to the U Albany parties if worse comes to worse, and then save your money, go to Hudson Valley. That's my one advice to everybody now that I made that mistake.
This guy said youngins. This guy's acting like he's 50.
It's how I look at it.
I'm old as hell. Listen, and for anyone seeing this, I'm old as hell. I'm 26 years old. I think that's old.
26?
I said
old.
28. Yeah.
This motherfucker is.
I'm turning 27 this year. I feel like once you pass 25,
Something's different, man.
I don't know, man. I felt like once I was 22, I was like, oh, I need to get my life together. And then and then 25. I was doing okay for 25, but still, I'm like, damn, I'm old. Like people call me Unc. I'm like, I'm not Unc, man. Like, don't call me.
That's crazy. Do you have a wife and kids?
I have a girlfriend. Okay. Plan on having kids. I always say we didn't buy this 4-bedroom house for nothing. So we do have. We do.
He said, fill it up.
So right now it's my hobby room, our bedroom, and my girlfriend just got a new work from home job. So she got her own office set up now. It's so dope. I'm so jealous.
Wow.
She has her old freaking apartment couch in there. Oh, she's living life. And then we have a whole nother spare bedroom. It's already furnished.
Yeah.
So, but my girl, she's no. I think I'm gonna. I don't know. You have kids, right?
Yeah.
When did you have them?
So I'm 25 now. I had my first daughter when I was 22. She actually just turned 3 a couple weeks ago. And then beginning of last year in March, we had our second kid.
When you had your kid, did that change your life?
Dude,
I always hear that.
It's like I can't even explain how different everything became.
You just wake up and you're like, oh, all these dad jokes.
Were you locked in though, like before, or did the kids have you lock in? Because where you're
Like
at right now at a young age is like, especially younger than me, that's really good. Like you're like
This guy acts like he's 30 years older than us, bro.
Yeah.
He's like,
dude, I'm an old man. Wait, how old are you?
I'm 25, bro.
Yep, so I'm the oldest one here, so I can act like I'm.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But so were you like locked in before the kids or no?
Like financially, you mean, or just like what I
job
want to do,
wise,
goals?
financially wise, just goal wise.
Yeah, so like all the same things I'm trying to do now. With my career, financially, my aspirations outside of anything like that, any sort of like life goals I have, are all the same. It just feels like I'm doing them for a different reason,
for a different purpose now,
which is for my kids. Like before, like we're all in the same job. I know we're not like getting into too much about the job, but kind of the same situation. Like I went to a 4-year school, racked up a little bit of debt. COVID hit. They sent us home for the semester.
That's what did you.
I'm part-time. So at the time, right, I'm management at AutoZone.
Okay.
This is in Cobusco. Management at AutoZone. And then I'm part-time at my current job now, unloading trucks for $12.75 an hour.
Yep, I remember those. Yep.
Going to school for business in Cobusco.
You went to school for business?
Yep.
Yeah, same.
With no intention of being in any sort of retail path. Cliche story about a lot of people that work with us, like didn't know how much money there was really in this field. Didn't know that I mean, like not to toot my own horn, didn't know that I would be as good at it as I ended up being.
Yeah.
Didn't know that I would enjoy it as much as I ended up enjoying it. I mean, I think we can all agree it's not like our passion.
No.
But I
definitely can agree with that.
Yeah.
I do
but
know
I definitely
some people
do
that are like,
find.
oh, I bleed Walmart, and I'm like, bro, chill.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like my favorite. Like, it's not what I pictured
I'll
myself
cut that
doing.
I don't care. Like, literally,
I'm
I
all
not care
good.
about
Yeah.
that.
But I do find enjoyment in it, so it's not like I'm, getting up and going to some miserable job every day.
No,
Okay,
I enjoy it.
so basically, you already were locked in as a hard worker, realized what you did was good.
Yeah. So like, not to like backtrack, but like in my mind, I knew one day I was gonna get married. One day I was gonna have kids. One day I was gonna find a good home to settle into. Kind of had an idea of what area I wanted to live in, which is the area I currently live. I knew like all those, stereotypical things were what I was gonna try and get to, but I was very, like, part of it was selfish. Part of it was, I don't know, I just cared about what I cared about.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of it, but what I did care about was like my life. So I had things that I wanted to do personally. I had things that I knew, okay, well, I'm gonna have kids, so this is the position I want to put myself in, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was very money hungry, like in my early 20s. I mean, I still am.
Yeah. Oh, I mean.
But like I was not trying to live any sort of like crazy lifestyle and get rich and be able to put an in-ground pool and all this. I'm nothing like that, but like I'm very into racing. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm very into dirt racing. That's like, aside from my kids, that's
like your passion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of got that vibe from you. I knew it was going to be like dirt racing or something.
Yeah.
Like that. I get that vibe.
And, my father got me into it. He still drives. I've dabbled in it, very, very like minimal experience, but I've been around it for a long time. I've worked on the cars. I've driven just a little bit here and there.
You ever compete?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
In your little Chevy Equinox, right?
No, not in the dad car. Had that for about 3 months.
Really? Wow.
It's
impressive.
Did have to give some of the stuff up when career kind of starts taking off. Immediately have a kid. It kind of all blended real close. But basically, so I was second shift when they sent us home from school.
Mm-hmm.
COVID hits, they sent us home from school. I'm second shift, and then you guys saw in retail what that did is it gave a ton of people opportunity. As much as it really sucked for everyone.
That's when I got my start. It was COVID.
It was bang. Here we go. Now you got a bunch of young, driven motherfuckers.
Everyone was unemployed.
Ready to go.
Nobody knew it. Yeah, everyone was there.
Listen, if you weren't unloading trucks or in the medical field. Or what they call them? Essential workers.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what you were doing.
Food, retail, military, police, and EMT. That was
realistically.
That's all they really had.
House was shut down.
Yeah, I just I feel very fortunate that I started with Walmart 4 months before COVID hit.
Okay.
October 2019. I get hired in March.
I was hired September of 2019.
Yeah, man.
July 2018. That's
Dang,
So
okay.
we're all kind of right there.
Okay. What year did we all lock in? Because it kind of feels like we all locked in.
January 2020.
2020.
That's when I locked in.
Okay. When did you lock in?
I still remember that.
I would say
mine was definitely COVID too.
I would say like end of summer 2020, maybe like August, September, somewhere in there, 2020.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, because right then, that's when I obviously I'm going to work. I'm trying to do a good job. Whatever I got to do, whether it's unloading a truck or, working freight or whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to do a good job because it's my job and it's just what I'm doing. This is how I'm making my money right now. And throughout that time, I'm being asked by supervisors like, "Hey, have you ever I'm sure you guys have heard it. You ever thought about, maybe trying to be, some sort of hourly supervisor? Maybe take this step here. We think you could do it. Whatever." And for a very short time, I was like, "No."
Yeah, same. I told him I don't want to get fired. No, I'm like, don't ask me. Nope. I'm like, I need to get through school first.
Because I ended up leaving AutoZone to not have that responsibility to finish school.
Yep.
And now school's over, and then I also have one of my old managers from that Cobra Skill store, who very close to me in age, was telling me he was one of the ones "Hey, have you thought about this? Oh, well, let me show you that Walmart offers school online."
Yeah.
Okay, cute.
What did your parents think when you did you ever have that conversation of, I'm not going back to school with them?
It wasn't official until about 6 months after I said to myself it was official.
Okay.
So we finished the semester online that spring 2020 semester.
Okay.
Finished that up online. I'm pretty sure they gave us one assignment and then they sent us some BS.
Yeah, because they didn't know what they were doing. It's just one of a kind. They had no training.
They're as confused as we are. And I remember not to make it all about COVID, but I remember literally how fast it happened is I'm in a business class with one of my buddies, two of my buddies actually, and they're like, "Did you hear about this thing, this disease, this whatever?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, okay, it's gonna blow over." And then literally we all get an email school wide, everyone go home.
Yeah, we're
out. Moving out. We'll contact you with further updates. And I'm like, oh damn, this is
getting serious.
A real thing that we're actually gonna have to take action on, respond to, whatever.
I don't know. It was kind of nice doing online classes after that.
I didn't
I
mind
never
it.
had the experience.
I didn't mind it, man.
I
Like,
wish I did. I wish, like, that's the one thing. I love the age group I'm in. I love that I was 8. I love that I was able to graduate in summer 2016. If anyone knows how good that summer was.
Oh yeah,
that
was the peak.
It was the peak. I'm glad that I could have been 18 during the summer of 16, but I also wish I went to school during like the COVID era, and like I don't know why, it just seems so cool. Like I feel like doing school online at home would have been so much fun, especially if I was in high school, seeing everyone on the webcams trolling. Like I saw this stuff on TikTok. Yeah. Every time I see that stuff, I'm like, oh, that is so cool. I kind of missed out on that, but you know, it's a gift and a curse. I've heard some good things. I've heard some bad things about it, but overall, I mean, I feel like nobody knew what they were doing. Nobody knew what they were doing, and that's why I feel like all of us were kind of, when it comes to figuring out with like life, I feel like we're all in the generation of, we became adults. I don't think you're an adult when you're 18, but I think like once you I think like 19, 20, 21 is just when you start turning it. I think when we became adults is when COVID hit, so then we had to figure it out, like, hey, this just happened. Like, my mom even got laid off. Like, my mom had to figure it out, too.
We literally, like, came into the workforce,
like, the real workforce.
Legal adulthood, like, all of these...
We can do full-time,
real bills, real responsibilities, with probably as much adversity as we could have had at the time.
Oh, yeah. No,
that was what my transition into the workforce was. Is like, if you like realistically, I tell people all the time, I don't know what our job was like before COVID, because I was a truck unloader for about 3 months before we're wearing masks and rationing toilet paper. That's what my intro into my current job was. So to me, honestly, I'm kind of like thankful, because we talk about some of like the situations and adversity we have now, certain times a year, whatever happens. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna take me down. And then and that helped me. Like, I'm an hourly, I'm a team lead. I go to overnights from this real small, retirement home type store. It's about $70 million super center, and I go to $130 million like beast of a store as an overnight coach. And I'm like, holy smokes! I've never seen freight like this in my life. Until now, but that adversity, like COVID helped me in so many ways, and I think like a lot of people don't see it like that.
Some people were negatively affected. I think the ones that have the grit and the grind to them, like if you could figure out how to make a bad situation into a good one, I think that's really what life can sort of be about. And I think most of us would agree with that. I feel like, when it comes to, and my mom always tells me, when it comes to life, man, like, if you think life's gonna be easy, you better have some rich parents, but still it's not that easy. Like, I actually have a step relative, and when I say $100 million, like, I'm talking like $500 million he makes a year. I'm talking like 7 houses, private jet, indoor basketball court, indoor gym, indoor pool, everything in one, and they have like 7 houses in the most expensive places you can live.
This guy's been holding out on us.
What's going on? Like,
what's going on?
But basically, I'm not going to talk too much about their private issues, but from what I've heard, though, from like when it comes to a regular household and a multi-mega million household, you're going to have the same problems. You just have to learn to get over it. And I think as I just said, maybe have rich parents. That's only going to solve some of it. But I've seen with rich parents too, it's still the same thing. But
it's like, do I take the gold private jet or the gold private helicopter?
That's literally their life, though. And sometimes money isn't the key to happiness. I mean, I think when it comes to money doesn't solve happiness. It's freedom. I think now that I'll be honest. I make in the 6-figure range now. And that includes my rental property as well. I like to call. And
look at this guy over here,
bro.
Man.
This bougie guy right here, bro.
But I would say that even into that different tax bracket, do I think I was happier when I was a broke drug addict versus now?
Whoa.
I think it comes to the same.
There's some lore.
Did you just drop a bomb on us?
There's some lore there.
Yeah. I don't mean to drop too. I don't want to drop too much and be the main speaker here.
No. Zach just dropped lore. Now we got your lore.
Go ahead, man. Take it away.
Hold on.
If you're interested, I can't.
Tell me.
But I really don't like telling you. Like I do. It helps me teach some of the youth that I do work with, like to be like a better person. But it's a very long story. With my lore of why I'm in Walmart. Oh man. I used to go to Utica College, and mind you, by the way, the past 3 Walmarts I've worked in, everyone's figured this out, except for this one. I don't know if it's because nobody really gives a damn, and it's kind of normal.
No, now.
And it's fine. I've actually had huddles about this before. Went to Utica College for about a semester and a half. I would say when I was in my youth, I wasn't the smartest person. I think everyone can, as we're talking about, everyone can overcome challenges. Everyone has their bumps in life. You know what I mean? I don't think I was necessarily the most ready for a 4-year university where I live away from my parents. I needed to be watched. I guess you could say, long story short, halfway through the second semester of my first year, get arrested, kicked out. The arrest was, long story, I mean, Google search my name, all over it. You basically, actually, I mean, as I'm telling the story, I can kind of, so, getting kicked out of college.
It's like that scene from Angry Birds where she's like, let's look at your little filey, and then it just shows like police sirens. She puts it down.
I get kicked out of college, and you can only imagine, like, when you're 18 years old, you get kicked out. That was me at 18. And there's multiple articles on me. I was just hungry for money, man. That's all I was. I was hungry for money. Just was trying to not be a broke college student, doing whatever I can, but also I wasn't really getting into the right groups. I can admit that of myself. Kicked out of college, go back to your hometown. You get kicked back to your hometown halfway through your first year. If you think there's anybody back in your hometown waiting for you that's a good individual, good luck. The people who didn't, in Clifton Park, if they didn't go to college, you probably weren't the best individual. Come here. I'm trying to go back to community college. My mom's like, you need to get into school. I'm like, she's like, you're a mess up. You need to get into school. Battling drug addiction, trying to get back into school. I think in this time of like going to school, working at Home Depot, 2 seizures from benzodiazepine withdrawal. Like I'm talking like it was, I think even while I was working where I'm working now, I came in with a messed up lip because during my seizure, I chewed on my lip, I guess.
Oh.
But yeah, like in this time frame, I'm like, I'm home. I have no good influences around. 2 seizures from benzodiazepines, which is Xanax if you don't know. I get a job at Home Depot. Still not doing good there too. I'm like, I end up getting fired at Home Depot for, and again, this is old me. This is not new me. And I always like to say, I do like to tell this story sometimes because I like to show that I've changed. But I get fired at Home Depot. I'm on pills there. I'm drinking a Mike's Hard in the break room in a brown paper bag, man. Like I am not doing good at this point. They catch me, get me out of there. So now I'm at home. I'm like, I'm a pillhead. I'm like, who's gonna hire me? You know who's gonna hire me.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Hire everybody, baby.
Like that was my situation. I'm like I am a bum. I can't go anywhere. I'm basically homeless with this addiction that if I'm not doing this, I'm seizing out. I'm going to the hospital, racking up bills at this point. So it was like, my mom's trying to get me to go to college, but I'm having seizures and medical issues to the point where I can't even get into a class. We got an exam, and that morning I'm trying to go to the exam. I'm seizing out in the car. Like, it's just not working. So we end up, my mom's like, all right, I guess figure it out. I apply to where we're at now, and all of a sudden, I get there, and I really don't know what happened, but I think I just started to change. I like to say psychedelic therapy, but I'll just say I locked in.
This guy is like, I like to say psychedelic therapy.
Well, and to be honest though, I think that's truly what changed my outlook at life. Like, how you say you have kids? Like, that's when I started thinking like, I was 20. I was 2018. I was 20 at the time. I'm like, I'm 20 years old. My friends are about to graduate college. I'm a bum drug addict right now. What am I gonna do?
I was still in high school in 2018. This guy is old. This guy. So okay, but all right. So I thank you for sharing that. That's a really cool story. Like, I don't know. Have you listened to my podcast? Have you listened to my podcast? No, bro. Okay, so I won't go into too much detail just because I don't want to bore anyone. But like, a lot of what's happened to me that's affected my growth has happened in the last year. And what I can tell you, actually like 2 years, what I can tell you is that one of my greatest mantras is failure is a necessary milestone on the pathway to success.
100%. I think that's what makes you. I think that's what's gonna make you strong in life. I think if you're a person who's been spoon-fed everything, and that's why I go back to the rich parents kind of thing. But if you've been spoon-fed and your parents have enough to make it so like that's expensive though. But I truly think if you want to be actually successful, if you want to be up with the 1%ers, I think you have to go through that. I think if you just have rich parents coasting, max you're gonna make is like $250 a year. But I think it's the ones who are billionaires, the ones who are millionaires. You hear their stories. It's always something interesting. It's always something like against the grain. They had to do something, and I guess like I don't think I'm gonna be a millionaire, billionaire for my story, but I do like in my past 2 Walmarts, like especially the last one, that picture goes around. Everyone's talking about it. I then have to pull my whole team in for a huddle, but I use it as like a learning lesson now. Like we got a lot of young kids that work with us. If I can have someone who's like 16, 17, or 18, like get some word of advice from me, yeah. I am so for it. I mean, there's a reason now why I have 5 like kids who are 18 years old who just took a recent promotion, because I'm giving them, like, I'm not saying, I always tell them don't go the same route I'm on, because they all know why I'm on the route I'm on now, but I'm like, you guys take this, if you guys want to, do it, but they see something. If you can tell a story like that and say, hey, this is what I've learned, don't do that, kids will take that for days, man. They'll take that information in, and like, yes, they don't have to fail, but they can see failure in other ways and almost like learn from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and the thing is, okay, so with this podcast, like originally this podcast, I didn't even know what the theme was going to be. Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted to start a podcast. I thought it would be good for my acting career, for my voice acting, whatever. I was like, yeah, it'll be good. I'll get my voice out there, whatever. So I make the first episode, which is Soul State, the new Yoki host, because New Yorker and Oki, whatever. So it's like my story. As soon as that uploaded, Spotify took like 30 minutes, and it listed my podcast as a self-help podcast. And that's when I was like, you know what? Like, that is kind of what it is. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of ran with that. And I think you would love the episode called The Man Who Failed Forward, because it's all about like using your failures to push your success. Oh,
and, yeah. That's 100%. It's like kind of like the topic I love. That's my thing.
Yeah, I have a friend who she actually got with me. She told me her son, who's like 12, I think. He listened to the podcast. He's like a perfectionist. He listened to that episode, and he literally was like, "Oh, like that. This changed my whole mindset, because instead of seeing failure as the end, you can see failure as a stepping stone." Mm-hmm. And there's another analogy that I like to use. Like if you life is going to throw you stones, but if you grab them and you use them to build a staircase up the mountain,
exactly.
Anytime anybody doubts you, you look back at the cobblestone path you've built. Yep. You're good.
And then another thing to remember: don't think somebody else is going to build that cobblestone path for you.
Nope.
People sometimes sit around and they think that cobblestone path is going to be built for them because woe is me and I'm the victim. That was the one thing my mom told me too. My mom told me nobody gives a damn about you. Like, I don't know why I needed to be told that, but that was like one thing my mom kind of told me. She goes, I remember I was on the phone working at Speedway at the time. Oof, that was a depressing job. I was on pills and I used to call her on the phone because police had my phone back at the time, so I couldn't have one. I call her on the Speedway phone, and she's just telling me, she goes, I just want you to know, nobody's fucking coming for you. Nobody's gonna come save you. You gotta figure shit out on your own. That was probably like one of the best, like as harsh as it is, that was one of the best advice my mom. She's like you said, life's gonna throw you stones. You better build that. Don't think someone's gonna come around and be like, hey, I see all these stones. You want me to build this for free for you? Nobody's gonna do that. Nobody's gonna do that.
The best thing I was ever told was the same thing. Was that no one's gonna come save you.
People think that they just act the victim long enough that someone's gonna come in and just no. Yeah. It's nobody's gonna come pick up your story. Nobody's gonna come they're gonna go pick up a homeless person out in LA if they want a story like that. Like they're already out in LA. They're not gonna come to upstate New York to hear your story. You better get to it. And that was like one of the best advice. Like when it comes to like overcoming adversities, a lot of people think like time will fix it. No, sometimes you gotta fix that. Nope. You gotta pull that Band-Aid off,
bro. So okay, do you know like my origin story with coming to New York? Do you know why I came to New York?
A little bit.
Okay, so the basic, I would still love you to listen to the episode if you do find the time, but I know you're busy. So basically, I was in Oklahoma. I got married to this girl way too quickly. We got divorced because she cheated on me, and shout out by the way.
Shout out.
Shout out to my girl.
Shout out to her.
So she's still begging for me back. It's crazy. Anyway, so she's like, I want a divorce. This was like April of 24, and so I am wrecked. I'm like almost 300 pounds. I'm lazy. I'm making excuses for everything. It's, oh, woe is me. Someone else has to come save me.
Yep.
And then me and my buddy, he was going through a divorce at the same time, funny enough. And like, he was like my old high school buddy. And so we got together and he was like, yo, let's go to New York. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? We can't just go to New York. He's like, why not? I just sued he sued Pepsi. He won $450,000.
What?
So, yeah. So his plan, he had this whole plan. We were going to come to New York City.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah. So you already know the plan changed. But anyway, so I was going to go to New York City. We were going to get the cheapest fucking house. The cheapest house. And then we were going to use,
talking like down payment, you're getting a FHA type deal?
Yeah,
Okay.
like loan and shit like that. We're not using the $450. We're using as little bit of it as possible on a down payment and shit like that. And then we're going to buy equipment for my acting, for his music, and we're just going to roll with it. And we're going to grind together. Bitches ain't shit type shit.
Okay.
And that was the plan. This motherfucker fell in love with some girl in upstate New York. I don't know where.
No.
Now that I'm in upstate New York, I don't know where.
Really?
But he flies up here. He flies to New York from Oklahoma City. And it's actually funny because he had spent all his money in the city with this girl who was married and had kids, by the way. Spent all his money on this girl. All of this within 1 month, bro. He falls in love, bails on me in our big-ass plan. Great plan. It was the best plan. He goes to New York City, spends all of his money on this girl. The day I arrived in New York, and I'll tell you that story in a second. The day I arrived in New York, he was flying home broke. And I felt so accomplished when his ex-girlfriend was texting me. He's getting on a plane on Wednesday. I was like, bro, I'm coming into the fucking state line on Wednesday. She was like, no shit. I was like, yeah. So here's what happened. So he stopped talking to me, and I'm down and out about it. I'm like, fuck, dude, like, this was a really good plan. Like, I can't do shit. I'm like, yo, why am I waiting for someone else? I had $1,000 saved up. I had me. So you know what the fuck I did? I took my clothes, I put them in a little suitcase, and I put it in my car. I'm telling everyone, like, I've got a place when I get there. I've got this plan when I get there. I've got this good job when I get there. I put my 2 weeks notice into Walmart. Yes, I did. And I get in the car, $1,000, a bag of clothes, and just nothing else. No plan, no nothing. But I knew that I needed to throw myself into the fucking crucible if I wanted to improve.
Yeah.
If I wanted to be different. If I had to save myself. I had to lock in. I had to say, no one's coming to save me except for me. This was the birthplace of all of my mantras. So I drive through like 5 states. I get to New York, and
where did you land?
No, I drove.
You just drove here?
I drove here.
Oh.
I spent a day saying bye to everybody in Oklahoma. And whenever I say a day, I mean I woke up at 7. I left the Oklahoma State line at midnight. I made it to St. Louis at 7 in the morning. Had not slept in 24 hours. Passed out in St. Louis. Spent 2 days there. And then I drove through Illinois, Indiana. Stopped in Ohio at a buddy's place, or a bar, to say hi to my buddy. That frog right there, you see? His buddy gave it to me to bring to New York City. I'm telling you, you're going to love my podcast episodes because it talks about that. It talks about everything. So then I go from Ohio to West Virginia. It's like almost 1 in the morning. I sleep there. I wake up. I'm in the mountains. I'm with my friend Hunter. And I'm saying hi to her family, whatever. And then I drive the rest of the way to New York. I arrived at the Albany Walmart Supercenter. That's where my destination was.
That was your GPS location?
That was my GPS location. So I pull into the parking lot, pull the car in, and I slept. I didn't have a place. I didn't have shit. I had $1,000, which actually had $500 by the time I got to New York.
Because of gas, food,
didn't have a
bar,
job, technically, because I put my 2 weeks notice in, everything. So the next day, so I'm using my car to sleep in. I got a gym membership so I could shower and work out. And that was my routine for 3 months. Now, within a week, or a week or two, I got my job back at Walmart because my old HR lost my 2 weeks notice. Don't know how. She said she saw it and she forgot about it. It's a blessing, though, because I was able to start up at Albany. So she had put me on LOA. She said, well, just in case you want the job over there. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to want it. Like, I don't need it anymore. Yes, I did. I was dumb. But anyway, so I started back up at Walmart and started saving up. And it was like October or November whenever I had enough for this, my apartment. And whenever I came here, I just had a mattress. Like, I still don't have much, but I don't need much.
Minimalist.
So, yeah, I was almost 300 pounds. I was super lazy. I wasn't disciplined. I didn't have any confidence in myself. I was a ruined man, but you just gotta quite literally pick yourself up from your bootstraps and just kind of go. You know?
That's 100%.
And there's still, and the thing is healing and growth. They're paths that aren't linear and they never end. There's no point where I'm gonna go, I've healed from that, because you still have so much to learn from your past.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I would say the same thing with all my stuff. Like, and I think that goes with addiction too. Like, you go to any rehab facility, even like the people who've been kind of clean for like 5-6 years. Like, I know a lot of people, even like cigarettes. I know people who've been clean from cigarettes for 20 years, and still they get in their car and they just go, oh, you know, it'd be nice right now. Like, it's always gonna be there. It's just about how are you being strong about it and getting over it.
You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to it.
Exactly. Let me ask you, are people different out here? Like, from Oklahoma to New York, is there any difference when it comes to attitude, grit, or is it all the same and you didn't really see too much of a difference? Or meaner, probably.
A lot of stuff down there. You've got a lot of the Richie Rich types.
In Oklahoma?
At least in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Oklahoma is like an oil state. So like a lot of people get rich off of oil. And because everybody's like, oh, it's farming. No, it's not. It's oil.
Yeah,
like our
fracking.
First skyscraper, we have one skyscraper. Mm-hmm. The other day I was talking to my buddy and I was showing him a picture of Oklahoma. He's like, look at those skyscrapers. No, just the one. Oklahoma has just the one. We're trying to build another one. It's going to be like the U.S.'s biggest skyscraper. And I'm like, bro, New York's going to build a bigger one in like 5 minutes.
Let's just
calm
extend
down.
that one that they got going on.
Yeah. So the people are it's definitely more, I feel like upstate New York is a lot like what the gist of Oklahoma is.
Okay.
Like if you hang around
Western,
like if you hang around Albany, if you hang around even like Guilderland, like this vibe around Guilderland is exactly what like Oklahoma feels like. Like we
really see when I think of Oklahoma, I'm thinking of cornfields.
Yeah,
I think of like you open your door and you got 700 acres. You can't even see it.
700 acres.
And to get to school, you're walking with a backpack on, and that's it. Like that's what I think of Oklahoma. But I know it's different.
Because so I grew up in Oklahoma City. I actually grew up in War Acres, which is like a small town in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, so it's like a suburb outside of. Is it like okay?
And a lot of people don't understand the metropolitan area of Oklahoma City is like, I want to say like a mill or more.
Okay.
It's like there's a big, population there. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, like, our houses are so much nicer than y'all's. Y'all have houses from 100 years ago.
We
have the perk of tornadoes. You see, we don't have anything from 100 years ago.
Oh, they just got.
Every year we get new houses because they all get wiped out.
That's so true.
That's tragic. Anyways, but no, so it's a lot of, and you do have like rougher areas. You've got like, crime and, organization.
Well, that's no matter where you go, it's going to happen. Any city, any urban area, it's going to happen.
And you do have farmland, for sure. You have farmland, like up in Guyman, like the Panhandle, that little strip right above Texas.
Okay.
That is like a lot of our farmland. Oklahoma is really interesting. So to the west, if you go west enough, closer to New Mexico, you'll see cacti and like desert. If you go far enough to the right by Arkansas, you get like mountainous, hilly vibes. And then if you're like in the middle, straight flat. And then up towards Kansas, if you thought flat was flat, Kansas is flatter than flat. I'm telling you right now, bro. I don't know how, but if you ever get a chance to just go to Oklahoma City, drive up to I don't know, just anywhere in Kansas. You just cross the border, you're gonna go, I know I'm in Kansas. This is flat as shit. Like, look up, I'm not even kidding you. Look up, like right now, on your phone, look up like an aerial view of Oklahoma City. You're gonna be like, oh my god. This is like flat earth type shit. like it's crazy.
Aerial view of OKC. Like, so is that the one? Oh wait, this is not.
That's the one.
That's the one skyscraper right there.
That's the one. That's Devon Tower. That is an oil company.
Oh, don't mind that. Don't mind that. Don't mind that.
That's you.
Oh, and I got. Hold on. Let me go back. There
I wish I could go on my phone. My phone's doing the thing.
Images. Jesus, my phone's all cracked too. So yeah, that's.
It literally is the one skyscraper. Yeah.
Look how dry that looks.
Here, go back. So I think the best. Look at that. Look how flat it is. There's nothing. It's just completely flat.
That always, I don't get to see flat. The only time I've seen flat land like that was when I was in the Everglades, but it's not even, like, there's still so many plants that you can't even see how flat it actually is.
Yeah.
But when you see actual flat land coming from us in New York where everything's just like, we got mountains and hills everywhere and just rocks coming out of the ground no matter what.
Yeah.
Like when I see like actual farm states, flyover states, that shit always interests me. Like the lifestyle in those states. I know OKC is like a big, you got a big population out there, but like the flyover states, I call them, those always interest me. That there's like, dude, there's life out there. Like I'm like, some people are actually like.
Don't give Oklahoma too much credit, bro. Oklahoma's definitely a flyover state.
Well, yeah,
it definitely is. So Oklahoma's biggest thing is they want so bad. Oklahoma City wants so bad to be New York City, bro. I'm not even kidding.
I think every city does, though. They all try.
Don't they all?
Yeah.
So they've got this fucking setup, bro. They're trying to do this dumb architecture that looks ridiculous. Whenever I go home in September in 1 month, I'm gonna send you guys. Well, by the time this is up, I'm gonna be in Oklahoma. By the time this podcast is up, and I'm gonna send you guys pictures. You're gonna be like, what even is that? Like,
what is it, a bunch of artsy and like...
It's not even artsy. So so our state bird is the scissor-tail flycatcher. On Devon Tower, the oil company that, like, why are we putting architecture near that? There's a bridge that no one can really even cross over a highway that's like our busiest highway. And it's the scissor-tail flycatcher. It's supposed to be. But what it really is it looks like, you know what a crane looks like?
Yeah.
The metal and how it looks?
Yeah.
Somebody took that, broke it apart, and bent it into like 3 little jits. So 1 forward and 2 in the back to look like wings.
Yeah.
And then just painted it white, put some colored lights underneath it and said art.
Art.
Like, what the fuck is that?
That's
I'm not even kidding.
Is Oklahoma considered the Midwest? Or is it Southwest?
So
Or
technically it can be both. It can be both South and Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
I did some research on this because I always say it's part of the South. In my opinion, it's part of the South. Midwest would be like New Mexico and over, or not New Mexico and over, like Kansas and up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people do say like, oh, is it Midwest? Is it South? It's kind of both.
It's above Texas.
It's the state right.
That's kind of what
Texas.
I always. Yeah. That's what I look at it as.
It's like the ugly cousin of Texas. That's what I say. Because anytime Texas does something, Oklahoma's like, shit, we thought of that too, you know? Like, bro, I was just thinking that, you know? It's like the younger brother, you know? It's like, oh, dude.
Was the school systems out there good?
Huh?
Was the school systems out there good?
I mean,
you can't really compare because I always think about that.
School here.
Seems like
You seem like you.
He's our one sample that I know.
He
seems like a pretty intelligent guy.
I mean, I've seen. I mean, even in upstate New York, one time we had to. It was really sad. We had to have someone write something down on a piece of paper. He's from Albany High. He couldn't spell anything. Like it was like kindergarten spelling, and he couldn't even write on the lines either. I don't know why. We were like just. Yeah. He asked us to write it because he couldn't spell or write. Yeah. But we were like, we can't do that.
I know that in Oklahoma, because we're like right beside Mexico, not right beside, but you know, Texas and then Mexico. Spanish is a required course, and there's like a lot of requirements with our school system.
Okay, so that's not that bad then. Yeah.
I would also say that I think we do rank one of the lowest states in the nation.
But around that area, it's probably going to be.
The nation ranks the lowest in the world, I think.
Yeah.
One of the lowest in the world for education.
So you guys are like the worst of the worst.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, exactly. I mean, the best thing we have going for us is the Oklahoma City Thunder and the...
That's all I think about.
That's
all I'm thinking of. That's why I say OKC, because I'm like, Oklahoma City Thunder.
I'm not kidding you. Every time you say where you're from...
All you think is Thunder.
I just think of Russell Westbrook. That's all I'm thinking of.
I literally see Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Kevin Durant, exactly, bro.
That was probably like the peak time of OKC, man.
Whenever we won the championship, dude, this year, bro. The whole city was losing its mind.
Yeah. Were you there for that?
No, I was here. Okay. I was here. My friends were calling me saying like, dude, it's
that was
chaos
this
on the
season,
streets.
And I knew
people are in the river. People are losing their shit.
Yeah,
I bet it's the most.
What else are you gonna do?
Imagine, because imagine the disappointment for like 10 to 12 years. That you guys had like one of the best trios since the year 2000.
Dude, and then fucking Kevin Durant just fucks off.
What did we say? Didn't we say this? Between me, you, and Adeline, we're like the 2012
OKC
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Or like the Golden State Warriors a little bit after that.
You have like 3 of the best.
It's crazy because...
And there's just not a whole lot of winning.
Play like trash.
No. There's still a lot of people that don't take the Thunder seriously. They're like, the Thunder isn't elite, but they're like, yeah, but we won the championship, but you're not a serious team. They're good. They are. But it's a lot like, okay, so I've never even been to a Thunder game.
Really?
Like Oklahoma
Wow.
City, like I'm gonna be real, and I'm a resident. Like I don't know, my wallet's downstairs. I still have my Oklahoma ID. Literally, resident of Oklahoma City. I'm like right next to where I could go and see the games. I never did. I love the Thunder, but I never watched a game, especially after Kevin Durant. My gamer tag is GhostRider_KD35. I'm not even kidding you.
Oh my
That's crazy.
God.
And I never changed it after he fucking left, bro. I never changed it. So everybody's like, oh, Ghost Rider kid. I'm like, yeah, I wish it meant kid. It means Kevin Durant, but, close enough, I guess. But no,
Ghost
like,
Rider
I don't
kid.
know. I never really ran into a lot of Oklahoma City Thunder fans. You run into a lot of, like, football fans, like Oklahoma University, Oklahoma State University.
Yeah, you got the Sooners right here.
Yeah. Like, we have a lot of, like,
Yeah, man.
basically distractions.
You get like, on the flip side, you get some of that stuff that we don't get. You're from the South. You're in like a big like football area. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oklahoma University. So it's interesting. I lived right down the street from Oklahoma University.
Was your dream to go there?
I did want to go there.
Okay.
But they were so expensive. So expensive.
How much? Do you remember how much or no?
No, I just remember it was like some ridiculous amount, and then the community college was just like whispering in my ear, like, "We're super cheap."
Yeah. I mean, I always say it's a better option,
So
but yeah.
I was living in Norman, so we moved out of Oklahoma City at the time. Now I moved back to Oklahoma City later, but at the time we had moved to Norman, and that's where I graduated high school. I wanted to graduate high school in War Acres, but we ended up graduating in Norman High, and my apartment was like 4 blocks from Oklahoma University, and so you're hearing frat parties, just
Yes.
and it's crazy because I was a manager at a Taco Bell, and it was the only 24-hour Taco Bell in Norman. Not even just in the area.
I used to run those places up, man. Dude. I was one of the 30 people in your lines when you were wondering who's waiting 2 hours for Taco Bell at midnight.
Who's ordering 40 fucking tacos? It's Dylan.
Me. It was me.
Dude,
I used to. Oh yeah.
I fucking hated that shit. The best thing that ever fucking happened was COVID, because COVID made that store no longer 24 hours, and I was like, praise the Lord. Oh my god.
That's right. There's really no more 24-hour fast food joints anymore.
Yeah,
dude, there's not. Yeah.
That's one of the crappiest things ever.
I'm gonna mute my phone. It's so loud, bro. So I was a manager at Taco Bell for a long time, and then ended up quitting there, coming to Walmart, whatever, and we moved out of Norman, and it was probably the best thing ever. But I really wish I would have gone to Oklahoma University, and I wish I would have gone to a Thunder game. I want to go to a Thunder game. Like me and Cameron at the desk. Yeah, him and I have talked about, like, we're gonna go to a Thunder game. And whenever I go to back home, I'm gonna get some Thunder gear. Like, rep my city and shit. Like, I mean, you can see my little memoir. I have the Oklahoma University, and I've got my old Oklahoma license plate. Like,
how old were you when you moved out of Oklahoma?
Dude, this was last year.
Last year?
Yeah,
It's actually my 1-year anniversary was July 26th was the day that I arrived in New York.
Yeah, he just told me. That was like 2 weeks ago. He said that this was the exact day that I got here. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Actually, hold on. What's the day? The 14th. I think this was around the day that I started back to work, because I was technically unemployed for 2 weeks. I had like $20 to my name by the time that I started working again.
Any credit cards or no?
I did have credit cards, but I didn't want to touch them.
You didn't want to touch them?
Nope.
Smart move.
I didn't want to touch them. And the thing is I ended up having to touch them because I was short on getting my down deposit and stuff. So I used my credit cards to get that, and then I ended up paying them off. Right now, there's no credit card debt, no nothing. I've paid off like in the last year, I've paid off around $12,000 in debt.
Really?
Yeah.
You racked it up in credit cards?
No, not just credit cards. It was like loans and stuff like that. I was in a bad place back home. And whenever I came here, like, what a lot of people don't realize, like, you're going to run away from home. You've got to know what you're getting yourself into. And yeah, I bet on myself. I placed every card on me. And that's the scariest thing.
We need to clip that and make an edit. That's crazy. I love that. Keep going.
I put every card on me, and I knew it was a dangerous bet. I knew you'd never bet on yourself, but I did, and it fucking worked out. I don't think I would ever do it again in my life.
So you wouldn't, let's say you had if you had an opportunity to move back to Oklahoma, you aren't taking it?
So, Dylan hit me with a question at the end of today's episode, one that won't leave my head. He asked, would I go back to Oklahoma? And I sat there, thinking, feeling the weight of every choice I made, every mile I walked, every struggle that carved me into who I am today. Could I do it again? Would I? Would I step off of that cliff, blind faith in myself, knowing what I know now? Or would I turn around, walk back to the comfort, the safety, the path everyone says is smarter? That's the question we're going to carry with us, the one we're going to unravel next week. We'll talk words, mantras, the things that pull us forward when life asks for everything. And maybe, just maybe, we'll start to understand what it really means to bet on yourself. But for now, I leave it with you. Would I go back? Would I risk it all again? The answer, well, that's coming next week.